I'm at big age. I'm learning lessons at this big age. So, we are installing more like I swear to God, like it's almost like I do watch the stripper vlogs and they talk about like bitches steal. I don't think the strippers know that it's not just bitches who steal, like in the strip club. Like people, they do steal, and so yeah, it's interesting, for me because it's like, oh, relatable hashtag. But anyway, I have a little story time. So in 2005, okay, I was attending grad school for the second time. I was getting my doctorate this time. And I had just given birth to, to College Boy. Okay? I just given birth to him. And we lived downtown Minneapolis, close to the St. Thomas campus, where I was taking my doctoral level classes. At the time, I had no idea that I would be going back to also get my law degree there, okay? My JD, my Juris Doctor. So, this is how it happened. So, I'm pregnant with Blake. We are downtown Minneapolis, and my husband at the time says to me, we're in a horse-drawn carriage, like, the horses and the carriage rides, and we're in that, right? And I look over at the St. Thomas building and I say, huh, because you have to understand, I went to De La Salle High School, like, we were Catholic, right? And my mama had already said the archdiocese here is a little weird. So, oh, hi, Mr. Rogers. What's up, Minneapolis? Representing. He'll call me Licia. So anyway, at the time, I was rolling by there with my husband at the time and pregnant, right, in this belly right here, with my eldest that you'll see in a lot of vlogs. His name is Blake. He's a sophomore at Hamlin. And this is just raggedy. But anyway, and I remember saying, like, look at the building for the St. Thomas downtown Minneapolis. It had like limestone. It was brand new at the time. And I said, oh, look at this building. They're trying to make it look like Oxford in England. No, because I'm always talking shit, right? So I was like, they're trying to make it look like Oxford in England. Well, these Catholics are trying. I never thought that it would turn into I'm going there to get my doctorate, right? I never even thought that it would turn into not only am I getting my doctorate in psychology from there, but I also come back 10 years later and get a Juris Doctor, so JD in law, okay? Hold on to that. So when we were living downtown close by, a lot of you that are from Minneapolis are gonna know that anybody who lives downtown, it is high crime. There's no way around it. It is high crime. Like if you live in like a high rise and you have a doorman, then maybe, but then you probably have assholes in your building who work at like Target, corporate, and are like single, and it's like if you have a family, no one gives a shit. So it's like kind of like that, right? That kind of vibe. So what I would do is I would put, thank you for the like, I would put Blake in a stroller and we would go walking downtown. And so if you know what I'm talking about, there's the trails. So there are trails that run you to what was called Lake Minnehaha. Is it Minnehaha? No, that's Minnehaha Falls. What do they call it? They've changed it so much. I think, is it Minnetonka? I think it's Lake Minnetonka. What is it? Like the one that they're calling something else in honor of indigenous. Don't get me wrong. I'm acting like these damn white folks, like I can't even like memorize a name, right? But I will work on that, I promise. But anyway, so the Cedar Lake of the Isles kind of like trail, right, where you ride your bikes and stuff like that. And so I would get the kid on the stroller, and I would have my husband walking with me, and we were looking at like, yeah, Calhoun. Thank you, Mr. Rogers. Exactly, Lake Calhoun. God bless you. I appreciate you. Thank you for helping me. Yes, Calhoun, and then it's connected to Lake of the Isles. Thank you. God bless you. So anyway, I would put the kid in the stroller, and then we'd go walking with my husband, and because it's downtown, sometimes like there would be cars, driving by, and we would get like, racial slurs thrown at us because for some reason I like white boys. I don't know. But anyway, so it would be a lot of that. So let me tell you my sin. So when we would get to the Lake of the Isles area, I think you guys know. Hi, Delhi Hall. So they're really nice houses. What?
Straight.
Does it look straight? The black base looks straight.
This part looks straight.
The black base,
Because this goes
not the
down.
lights.
So
Yes, that looks straight.
okay.
Is that what you need?
I don't
Okay.
know, is this straight? But it's gonna be this. It's not off kilter.
No,
it's
I
not-
don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so from what I can see. Hi, Annette. So, sorry, let me go back. So we would go to those houses, and you guys know, Dlee. Hi, Dlee Hall. So we would go and walk around like those neighborhoods to get on the trail by the Blake. Blake School is one of them. I took I think my SATs over there too in 1994, something like that. But anyway, right? So we would go walking with a stroller, and then the houses, like they use very nice houses. So you see different types of architecture. You see Santa Fe, you see like very seldom do you see like colonial type of homes, but you see really cool houses. No, it's not okay. I really want to pronounce your name now because I have an African name and nobody could pronounce it and it used to piss me off. So I apologize. So anyway, we used to go like walking and look at those houses. And there was one house. It was kind of like not orange and not yellow, but in between. And it was like stucco, and he had like Italian like tiling on the roof. It was a gorgeous house. But understand this. So in that marriage, I was in a very like he was an asshole, and I take on the personalities of my husbands. I've worked on that. I'm no longer like that. He can verify, okay? Because I don't listen to shit he says. So he can verify it.
I'm gonna go
So,
do the wiring.
yeah, he's gonna do the wiring. So, there was that house there with like the Italian what is it called? Terracotta? What are those roofs? Tile. What is it? Terracotta clay roofing, right? And so we used to go by his house, and then I don't know what happened, right? I started like, it's definitely jealousy. I was in a doctoral program. I had my kid. Like I had an okay thing going. I was building to something, but I was definitely jealous. I think I'm just gonna say that now, and I'm embarrassed by it, but I was jealous of that house. I was jealous of that white man. And I realized that he would be outside sometimes, like looking stressed, right? He would be outside looking stressed. And because, I feel so bad, but this is a confession. Like, I remember feeling a little bit of glee, you know what I mean? Like, ha ha ha, he's not having a good time with all of the stuff that I don't have, And so that was in 2005, right? We are now in 2025, like 20 years later. My God. Okay. Because I was going to say 10 years later. I'm not good at math, but 20 years later, right? And so I live in a house that's not Lake of the Isles. It's a village, the village of St. Anthony in Minnesota. I don't think I love my house. Actually, my husband fell in love with this house, right? My house is nice. It has done really good. It does a good job. It's helped us raise our children, And like, so we do things, right? We do things to enjoy the house. And ever since we landed here, it has been direct neighbors, direct neighbors. But also, like if you look across here, so these people, so that's a townhouse complex. This is their shared driveway. And back there where that car is going is a park. Is a park, right? And so there's like a dog park, there's trails, there's all kinds of fun things. But that's New Brighton. We're in St. Anthony. We have our own parks and things like that. I think they have like a tennis court too. It doesn't mean that we can't go there, right? I'm just saying this. But these people live like in like a park. So that means that they have people walking up probably really close to their townhouse and apartment doors with their dogs. And I know that it would be, I would hate it. Well, maybe I wouldn't hate it. I'm just, but it's something that comes with that because they live in a park. We don't live in a park. We are across the fucking street. And what ended up happening is, and people got mad. So remember that story I told you in the beginning, right? They started doing to us, right? And I know it, and I'm very ashamed of it, right? They started doing to us what we would do to the guy with the terracotta house over by Lake of the Isles, and just getting like, getting some kind of glee, right? Feeling good about like making that person feel bad because we're jealous. We're absolutely jealous. And so, hence the live, right? And we are installing a spotlight here because people seem to think that we can't see this part of the front. And I remember like the police, yeah, that's New Brighton police that I just waved at. That's why, listen, all my friends are leaving me. They're not being my friends anymore because I don't have any problem with the police. Like, it's a job like any other fucking job. I know, like, there's problems in that job like there are problems in any other job, right? But anyway, there might be a live about that too at some point, about like I don't know what I would call it. Not the road to activism, but like the entire journey of what it is to be an activist, right? And what it looks like. Because I think that, okay, I'll say this and I'll move back on to my story, which I'm done with, honestly. I think that a lot of times people are doing activism because they're angry, and rightfully so, right? Like, you're angry, but sometimes the message gets lost in the rage, right? And at the point where the message got lost is where I drew the line, right? And so here we are. Anyway, my husband is putting in that because people think that we don't have visibility with the camera here. There's a lot of stuff going on here where, again, jealousy, right? And I swear to God, God is in control, because I did that shit, excuse the language, with the Lake of the Isles person, and I forgot about it. Things happened in my life. I got a divorce, got remarried, got a divorce, got remarried. We're here with 3 children, 3 boys, beautiful, smart kids. Like, life happened, right? And it wasn't until these people started being weird to us that I started sort of like, it tickled the memory of when I was also a jealous asshole for no reason. And thank you for the 4 likes. I appreciate that. Like up the live. Share if you want to, because I only come on here, talking the truth with my tired ass eyes. I'm tired. I'm a mom. I'm tired. I'm prepping these kids. It's a lot of work. And then we got to do this extra shit, right? Because of jealousy. It's crazy. Now, I want to say that one thing that I've learned is that, like, and I knew this, right? I knew this, but there is no such thing as a person who is having a perfect life. There is no such fucking thing. Not even Jesus will say his life was perfect, right? But he talks about his trials and tribulations. Like, it was hell. That man suffered all the time, okay? Because of us, right? And when he died on the cross, right? Like, it was like the act of like saving us. He saved us, right? And so we're thankful. The least that we can do is show up to church once a week, no matter what your priest says. If your priest says, ha, if you're coming to church just to come to church and check it off, it doesn't mean anything. Like, I get what he's saying, but at the same time, like, you have a vow of chastity, sir. Like, you, it's your job to do it. So just understand that it's not our job, but like, I understand that you're trying to motivate us for it to be our job too, and thank you for that, because that gives me motivation. It's like a sports coach, right? It's like, your leg is broken? Fuck that, you better run those 8 miles. You know, like, if you guys were like in sports, and you guys are not millennials, you're Gen X like me, like, you will know that the teachers of today are not the teachers that we had in many ways. They're better in some things, and ours were better in most things. But we underwent a lot of fucking abuse. So that is controversial, I know. Okay, so without having gone through that and God showing me that, like, my experience here with a lot of like the jealous folks and things like that, I wouldn't have been able to tap into that that memory, honestly, and realize that, oh shit, I was that asshole too. And at the time, I didn't think that I could be jealous. You feel me? Like, I'm the daughter of a diplomat. I'm the daughter of like a medical doctor, and Cameroon like blood drive to test for AIDS, and they help build roads and like sewers and things like that, and I've done pretty well in my own right, you know, like, I'm overly educated, you know, in, hi honey. I was like, you know, and so like, I'm thinking like, yeah, I got my stuff, you know what I'm saying, together, like, but I was jealous. I absolutely was hating on that man and his house. And when I would get mad about something, I would leave my shitty apartment. But think about this, that apartment, oh, keep trying Wi-Fi. So that apartment that I had, that we had, where Blake was born in, that was by where I was getting my doctorate in psychology at the time, this is 2005, was not a bad apartment. It was brick. I had air conditioning. It was lofted. Okay, like, it wasn't bad at all. Like, it was actually pretty nice. I had a nice kitchen. Like, my windows overlooked, we actually saw one of the mansions on a tour when we were getting married last year, Carl. Babe? Babe? I don't know where this man went. But we went on a trolley ride. By the way, that couple is fabulous. It's a fabulous gay couple. We will support them. Like, I don't care. But anyway, we went on a trolley ride, and I recognized that area. And so there was a mansion that belonged to, I guess, white people with a little bit of money. And it's a nice structure, right? It has like the whole like stone stuff, and I think like it housed like the African American Center or something, and now it's like the Bell Museum, or not the Bell Museum, but that's something else. But it's like a museum house for like these people. So we oversaw, my windows saw that, and then they also saw like this nice, beautiful like stone building that was a church of some kind of like religious like worship place, right? And so it doesn't look bad to the eye, but then when you know what those things are, you realize that there is no peace in these streets, okay? But it's nice, right? It's nice to look at. We were on the 3rd floor. We didn't have to deal with like any of the noises or things like that. And to the like left, kind of like kitty corner, was like a restaurant at the time that was like a soul food restaurant. So you have to think about this. Now this area, if you're gonna own like a business, you don't own it, right? So it's like, and then they go out of business and things like that. So at the time it was like a soul food place, and nothing but white folks there, which was interesting. And then additionally, like a leaf. Additionally, next to it was like a African braiding shop. Perfect for me. I was pregnant when we got there. But then they had like a 12-year-old cornrow my hair, and I was like, I'm not going back there. And they charged me like $175. I was like, bitch, I'm tired of getting scammed. The white folks are scamming me. My own folks are scamming me. Like, this is crazy. Like, anyway. So, needless to say, right? Oh, a walk to the walker, right? A walk to the walker, and what is that park? Gosh, I don't know if the other person's not in here anymore to tell me like about the places that I'm thinking of that I can't name, but it's a park where it has a history of a long time ago. It used to be for like GAY, like I don't know why I can't say that, like gay hookups, and there were people like underage and things like that that would be in there, and it has like this seedy, like when people retell it, it's like it has like this seedy like type of like aftertaste, but I don't know that it was that seedy, if that makes sense. I think it's just people hating on gays, honest to God. Like, that's what I feel in my heart. Because if you look at even like Hennepin Avenue, like kind of like that downtown area, gay folk, own it, gay folk. And then there's also like the Catholics are kind of like clashing. And I'm talking about like, geography, like how it looks, right? So the Catholics are crashing with the gay folks, and it's just like, I don't know. But anyway, so that park, everything was a walk away, and I still found enough hate in my heart because of things that were happening to me, whatever reason it is. There's no reason, in my opinion. If you're gonna be nasty, you can't blame, oh, this happened to me, and then like it raised up my levels of nasty, so I was nasty. No, you were just nasty. Like, I personally have to make a choice if I'm gonna be nasty or not. Later on, I can look at it and say, okay, why was I nasty? But when I'm being nasty, I know I'm being nasty. And I was nasty to that person at Lake of the Isles and his house because I was a jealous bitch. And I know that people are nasty to me in my house that is not Lake of the Isles because they're jealous bitches. They look at a person like me and they say, what the fuck? That hoe benefited from DEI. And then they get da-da-da-da-da, you know? And it's just like, I mean, maybe I did. I don't know. I hope I would have. But I know that it was hard as fuck. I know that. So, you know. But anyway, he's installed it. I think he's doing the wiring back there. So I'm going to run back there and see what wiring he is doing.
Get the hairdryer.
Oh, the hairdryer? You got the hairdryer?
No.
You hear
The
him?
electrical tape.
You hear this man, right? Let me pull off the plastic first. I call him, he doesn't respond.
I was
And then
inside getting
oh.
looking for electrical tape.
Oh, is that what you were doing? Okay. Well, and as soon as I think I'm by myself, he's been listening to my whole confession.
Yes.
Yes.
I've heard this confession before.
You've heard it before because you're my husband.
Yeah.
I don't hide anything from you. I'm not a regular wife. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to tell you shit. What I'm feeling, who I killed. You know, there was no body to bury because I ate the bitch. Like, all of that. Listen, we are not confessing the crimes that we did not commit. Okay, so, guys, look at my flowers. I'm so proud of myself. I am not, like, I'm taking credit for some shit I didn't do. It's literally these bees and squirrels, likely. I'm 46 years old and I'm about to jump down. Let me show y'all. Excuse my ashy everything. You see this? I'm standing up here. I'm about to jump down. You guys are gonna jump down with me. Okay? On 3. When I break my ankle,